Tell me a sentence that starts with an I.
I is the.
Stop. Never put is after an I. Always put am after an I.
Okay. I am the ninth letter of the alphabet.
Maria, please point to America on the map.
This is it.
Well done. Now class, who found America?
Maria did. My boss is so unpopular even his own shadow refuses to follow him.
Love is one long sweet dream, and marriage is the alarm clock.
A man inserted an ad in the classifieds, wife wanted. The next day he received 100 letters. They all said the same thing, you can have mine.
In the first year of marriage, the man speaks and the woman listens. In the second year, the woman speaks and the man listens. In the third year, they both speak and the neighbors listen.
What do you call a hippie's wife?
Mississippi.
What did the ocean say to the beach?
Nothing, it just waved.
Did you hear that a baby was fed on elephant's milk and gained 20 pounds in a week?
That's impossible. Whose baby?
An elephant's.
Meet my newborn brother.
Oh, he is so handsome. What's his name?
I don't know. I can't understand a word he says.
Guess how many coins I have in my pocket.
If I guess right, will you give me one of them?
If you guess right, I'll give you both of them.
Two factory workers are talking. The woman says,
I can make the boss give me the day off.
The man replies,
And how would you do that?
the woman says,
Just wait and see.
she then hangs upside down from the ceiling. The boss comes in and says,
What are you doing?
the woman replies,
I'm a light bulb.
the boss then says,
You've been working so much that you've gone crazy. I think you need to take the day off.
the man starts to follow her and the boss says,
Where are you going?
the man says,
I'm going home too. I can't work in the dark.
what starts with E, ends with E and only has one letter?
An envelope.
If you drop a white hat into the Red Sea, what does it become?
Wet.
What do you call a boomerang that won't come back?
A stick.
What travels around the world and stays in a corner?
A stamp.
What is white when it's dirty and black when it's clean?
A blackboard.
What do you call a deer with no eyes?
No idea.
What do you call a dead deer with no eyes?
Still no idea.
A very drunk man comes out of the bar and sees another very drunk man. He looks up in the sky and says, Is that the sun or the moon? The other drunk man answers, I don't know. I'm a stranger here myself.
A man was pulled over for driving too fast, even though he thought he was driving just fine.
You were speeding.
No, I wasn't.
Yes, you were. I'm giving you a ticket.
But I wasn't speeding.
Tell that to the judge.
The officer gives man the ticket.
Would I get another ticket if I called you a jerk?
Yes, you would.
What if I just thought that you were?
I can't give you a ticket for what you think.
Fine, I think you're a jerk.
Fred is 32 years old and he is still single. One day a friend asked,
Why aren't you married? Can't you find a woman who will be a good wife?
Fred replied,
Actually, I've found many women I wanted to marry, but when I bring them home to meet my parents, my mother doesn't like them.
His friend thinks for a moment and says,
I've got the perfect solution. Just find a girl who's just like your mother.
A few months later they meet again and his friend says,
Did you find the perfect girl? Did your mother like her?
With a frown on his face, Fred answers,
Yes, I found the perfect girl. She was just like my mother. You were right, my mother liked her very much.
The friend said.
Then what's the problem?
Fred replied.
My father doesn't like her.
God, how long is a million years?
To me, it's about a minute.
God, how much is $1 million?
To me it's a penny.
God, may I have a penny?
Wait a minute.
I have some good news and some bad news.
Okay, give me the good news first, Doc.
The good news is, you have 24 hours to live.
Oh no, if that's the good news, then what's the bad news?
The bad news is, I forgot to call you yesterday. Am I the first man you have ever loved?
Of course. Why do men always ask the same question?
If you give a man a fish, he eats for a day. If you teach a man to fish, he can always eat. If you give a man a fire, he's warm for a day. If you light a man on fire, he is warm for the rest of his life.
I'm in a big trouble.
Why is that?
I saw a mouse in my house.
Oh, well, all you need to do is use a trap.
I don't have one.
Well then, buy one.
Can't afford one.
I can give you mine if you want.
That sounds good.
All you need to do is just use some cheese in order to make the mouse come to the trap.
I don't have any cheese.
Okay then, take a piece of bread and put a bit of oil in it and put it in the trap.
I don't have oil.
Well, then put only a small piece of bread.
I don't have bread.
Then what is the mouse doing at your house?
A person who speaks 2 languages is bilingual. A person who speaks 3 languages is trilingual. A person who speaks 4 or more languages is multilingual. What is a person who speaks 1 language?
An American.
Doctor, will I be able to play the piano after the operation?
Yes, of course.
Great. I never could before.
When I was young, I didn't like going to weddings. My grandmother would tell me, "You're next." However, she stopped doing that after I started saying the same thing to her at funerals.
John says I'm pretty. Andy says I'm ugly. What do you think, Peter?
I think you're pretty ugly.
What letter of the alphabet is an insect?
B.
What letter is a part of the head?
I.
What letter is a drink?
T.
What letter is a body of water?
C.
What letter is a vegetable?
P.
What letter is an exclamation?
O.
What letter is a European bird?
J.
What letter is looking for causes?
Y.
What 4 letters frighten a thief?
OICU.
Why is the letter T like an island?
Because it is in the middle of water.
In what way can the letter A help a deaf lady?
It can make her hear.
Which is the loudest vowel?
The letter I. It is always in the midst of noise.
What way are the letter A and noon alike?
Both of them are in the middle of the day.
Why is U the happiest letter?
Because it is in the middle of fun.
What relatives are dependent on you?
Aunt, uncle, cousin. They all need you.
What is the end of everything?
The letter G.
A Scotsman who was driving home one night ran into a car driven by an Englishman. The Scotsman got out of the car to apologize and offered the Englishman a drink from a bottle of whiskey. The Englishman was glad to have a drink. "Go on," said the Scot, "have another drink." The Englishman drank gratefully. "But don't you want one, too?" he asked the Scotsman. "Perhaps," replied the Scotsman, "after the police have gone."
An elementary school teacher sends this note to all parents on the first day of school.
If you promise not to believe everything your child says happens at school, then I will promise not to believe everything your child says happens at home.
Today, we're going to talk about the tenses. Now, if I say, I am beautiful, which tense is it?
Obviously it is the past tense.
What has many keys but can't open any doors?
A piano.
What has 6 eyes but can't see?
3 blind mice.
What is orange, and sounds like parrot?
A carrot.
Who earns money driving their customers away?
A taxi driver.
Can a kangaroo jump higher than the Empire State Building?
Yes, because the Empire State Building can't jump.
How can we get some clean water?
Bring the water from the river and wash it. Aren't you wearing your wedding ring on the wrong finger?
Yes I am, I married the wrong woman.